are now live.
Hello, everybody. Here we are at the Gaylord Hotel at the Better Together, Better World, where we have the extraordinary trustee and former Rotary International president, Gordon McInally. And Gordon gave it a beautiful, beautiful talk this morning. It was very inspiring. And he told the story of several people, but the one that intrigued me most, and that I'd love it if we might start off with, is the girl and the lesson she taught you about education and future generations. Can you tell us that story?
Absolutely, I would love to. I would love to. And first of all, it's great to be with you all and to see so many well-known faces on the screen here. Yeah, the story I told this morning was an experience that I had when I was president, and I had the opportunity to go to India. I was actually in India 3 times as president. But this particular trip, we were in the north of India in Chandigarh, and I had the opportunity to visit an elementary school that was being funded by global grant funding from our Rotary Foundation. And I was telling the story of the fact that we had left our fairly comfortable, affluent hotel in a nice part of town and went deeper and deeper into the city. The roads got narrower and narrower. They got dustier and dustier. The traffic noise seemed to get louder and louder. And then we arrived at the entrance to the school, which was just an archway in the side of a residential area. And we went through to this school, probably unlike any school that any of us would recognize from the communities that we live in. And we went into a classroom, spotlessly clean classroom with rows and rows of desks with happy smiling faces sitting behind the desks, and the happy smiling faces were attached to people who were in lovely school uniforms and everything else. And there was an 8-year-old girl there called Pinky. And Pinky had obviously been designated to be the spokesman for the day. And she stood up and she walked to the front of the class where we were sitting. And she said this. She said, "Education is the key to the golden door of a more hopeful future."
Wow.
Now, I think,
let me just repeat that. Education is the key to the door of a more hopeful future. Let's applaud that one. Whoa, that's the key.
Yeah.
All right, proceed.
I was going to repeat it myself, but thank you, Arthur, for doing it for me. But yeah, education is the key to the golden door of a more hopeful future. How profound is that for anybody to say, let alone an 8-year-old? But what struck me was she was absolutely right. Education is the key to the golden door of a more hopeful future. And in her case, and in the case of all the students in that class, their more hopeful future was coming from Rotary. They were being given the key to the door by Rotary, and they were going to pass through that door. And of course, that's just the beginning of it for them. By passing through that door, by having an education, they then have the opportunity to have a more sustainable life. They have an opportunity to gain more self-respect, and they have the opportunity to live as we would want our grandchildren to live.
Wow.
I always said when I was president that I was wanting to dedicate my presidency to making the world a better place for my 2 grandchildren and all the children of their generation. And here was a girl, an 8-year-old girl in India, who was getting that opportunity along with her classmates.
You know, that's so moving to me. And one of the things that moves me most at being at an exciting conference like this is the people, so many people with so many great projects creating hope for the future. It's really so inspiring to have Rotary all over the world doing this. And one reason that particular story so resonated with me was an exciting thing that's happening this very week. And that really reflects what you said. And that is that in our little community, and I live in Mexico on the beach between Rosarito and Ensenada, and we had a cleaning lady who had a daughter who had no hope of any education because kids couldn't even get into the couldn't even graduate from the 6th grade. They didn't have money for uniforms or for books and so on. Well, my wife and others got together and created these Becca scholarships. And we gave a scholarship and got her to graduate from university starting back in 2003. And now over in a community that had no high school and no hope of education, we have 150 university graduates. But that's just the beginning of the story, because what you mentioned is the key to a golden future. What happened is that she went on to have a son, Dario. Dario became one of the wonderful folkloric dancers you see in Mexico, with all the incredible dances and the women with the swirling dresses. And he was invited to dance at Disneyland. Well, he went on from there to actually end up completing, he's a 16 years old, and he just got admitted to Yale University from this little tiny pueblo where there's no hope of education, that went on generationally. And wow, what will happen with his children, his grandchildren? And it wasn't Rotary at the beginning. It was just a group of women getting together. But now all those women are part of the Rotary Club of La Mission, and they have a Rotary scholarship program, and they invite people from all over the world to come help sponsor more children and come down and see this community that's now become a magnet for education all over Baja. So it's just the example you mentioned, the golden door.
Absolutely. And this all comes back to, this all comes back to being able to give people hope, isn't it? And if you remember, the theme that we had during the year I was president was create hope in the world. And this is exactly what we need to do. We need to create hope in the world, because I think we would all agree at the moment the world is a place where it needs hope, and we're in a very difficult time. I always think back, somebody quoted Bobby Kennedy earlier today at the conference, and I think back to what Bobby Kennedy said way back 60 years ago, and when he said, we live in interesting times. And boy, do we live in interesting times at the moment. And
Absolutely.
we live in times that we really have to work even harder to give people the hope for the future that they're going to need.
Well, I know you have only a half hour, and so I'm going to now open it up to some important comments and questions. We have some amazing people right here in the audience. I think maybe you heard from Barbara Legger, who has the kids in Ukraine. Indeed. And she was in touch with you. Indeed. And Marla Slavner. And her daughter have that wonderful film, 1.5 Degrees of Peace, and really resonates with the kind of thing you're doing. Mari Clark works with the Carter School in Washington, D.C., where we've had several podcasts with them, where we had over 500 Rotarians from 84 different districts and from countries, 84 countries around the world, and all these wonderful people. Richard, well, I won't go through everybody. I'll just open it up. Whoever wants to jump in, raise your hand or open the door. Who would like to start? I see Barbara has unmuted. Go ahead, Barbara.
Well, I was so happy to see that you were with us today, Mr. McInally.
Oh, Gordon.
Gordon.
Well, I know.
Mr. McInally was my father.
All right, Gordon. Well, they call you Mr. McInally in Ukraine, because just the way that is. I want you to know that we just finished probably the most important project ever. And we start everything with hope that leads to peace. And the art and science of gratitude begins with hope. Mm. And we just finished 1,400 kids. And the thing that you said about the little small step, what you and Arthur were also talking about, our first assignment to the kids, we spent half the time in the bomb shelters, is it's possible to be scared and hopeful at the same time. Mm. And you've got to find that place in you where you can do that, so that the scary part doesn't immobilize you and you're available to hope. So that's our first exercise, to get to that place. And the second is, when you're scared and you hope for something better, go look for small good things.
So there you are in a war zone, giving kids hope.
And it's incredible the stories they get and the stories they tell us about how their life is changing because they can make this choice and they can go and look for substantiation of it. It's just fantastic. So I thank you for really anchoring us in hope a year and a half ago. We have not forgotten.
Well, that's very kind of you to say that. I'm delighted to hear that project is developing as well as it is, Barbara. And I thank you and all these ladies that we met about 18 months ago now to begin to conceive the project. So thank you so much for all you're doing. These children will benefit from that for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Beautiful.
much. And
Who else
Rotary
wants-
put us together.
Good. Who else wants to jump in? Marlo or Mari or anybody? Anybody raise your hand if you'd like to jump in with a question. If not, I'll keep talking. I'll also just mention that our film, "The World Is My Country," is about to go out on PBS stations around the country with a beautiful Rotary spot saluting the Rotary people of action around the world, and that's a project you can all join in on. If you go to theworldismycountry.com/Rotary, you can get to become one of the sponsors or join the sponsors for The World Is My Country. Meanwhile, has anybody else wanting to jump? Marie, it's Mary Clark.
Mary. Mary with an I.
It's Mary.
You mentioned the Carter School. It's a Carter School for Peace and Conflict Resolution. It's part of George Mason University, and it's actually in Arlington, Virginia. Our Rotary District and District 7620 and 7610 has been collaborating very closely and positively with the Carter School. And we just last week finished their Peace Week, and our large initiative with our district, and probably the next one, is Youth Leaders in Peace initiative. We did a training, now we call them learning events, activity in person at the Carter School for about 30 people. And it's focused on building trust to prevent conflict. And this isn't just a one-shot deal. This is an ongoing initiative. We're going to be building a network using a new platform that the Carter School is building. So we're very excited about engaging our youth in peace activities and building their skills to do so.
And that is wonderful, because as we all know, peace comes from the ground level up. Peace does come from stopping wars, but we don't have the power to stop wars, much as we would love to. But what we have the power to do is we have the power to stop conflict from starting in the first place by doing projects like that and all the other projects that we do in terms of prevention. As you know, I'm a dentist by profession, and prevention is much better than cure. And so if we can prevent conflict from starting, it's much better than having to cure the conflict that already exists. We're seeing that challenges around the world and stopping some of the conflicts that we do have at present. But if we can build it from the ground up, then that's the way to do it. And Mary, thank you so much for what you're doing there and doing wonderful work.
Absolutely.
And thank you for your inspiration.
And I see Sutihi here, and she's in India. You just spoke about India. I don't know if she wants to jump in, or I also see that Marla has put her video on. She's got an incredible film and project. Who wants to jump in next?
Richard was raising his hand earlier.
Okay, go right ahead.
Gordon, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow Methodist. And my great-grandmother McDougall would love the story of your homeland. We just finished a 7-district conference in Gettysburg, and the conversations were all about peace and education and the things that are going on around the world from our districts here in Northeast Pennsylvania and the northern part of our 7-district-wide convention are geared towards the fellowship peace institutes and getting scholarship programs and teaching everyone to be part of 26 of the action groups and the fellowship programs to teach peace within their clubs, within their communities. And we're working on a global grant to develop education and peace within grandparents raising grandchildren as a model here in our District 7410 to be distributed throughout the world, because that's an issue. So we look forward to any message, and certainly the most precedent message that you provided is that hope that we can bring peace throughout the world.
Thank you.
With my friends in Ukraine and my Indian friend who has lived in Odessa for 26 years in
Thank
the
you, Richard.
shipping industry.
Thank you. We
And
have very little time. He only
so,
has like
thank
about
you,
7
Gordon.
more minutes, so.
No, but thank you, Richard. And, you know, just picking up on the fact you've been to this 7-district conference, I think this is a way forward for our districts, is to come together for their conferences, because there's so much energy here in Chula Vista, California, because we have 4 districts together, more than 500 delegates present. And I'm sure you had many people present at your 7-district conference. The theme of this conference, as Arthur said earlier, is better together, better the world. And we are truly better together. If we come together, multi-district conferences, multi-club projects, multi-district projects, that's how we can be bettering the world.
Excellent, excellent. Who else wants to jump in here now? By the way, while we're waiting for someone to jump in, the Rotary Peace Game is fantastic. You're familiar with that? You've been a part of that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, well, Melanie and I are both in that. It's very inspiring and some great work. If we had more time, we could chat more about that. But I do want to let others jump in who want to. Who else wants to raise? Oh, Marla, go ahead, Marla.
Yeah, I know exactly what I wanted to contribute, but I'm really excited that you're all talking about young people and, you know, what we're leaving them for their futures. So we're working on a film. I'm working on a film with my young daughter about the intersection between militarization, conflict, and climate change, featuring 2 young activists. And one of those young activists is really interested in educating young people. So this film will target young people, giving them the tools and talking circles about how they can take action. But, you know, we really need to focus on collaborations, like you said, because building this out is a big problem. So we need big networks. What better network than Rotary? Mari, I'm really interested in speaking with you as well with the Carter School. So we're just putting it out there now. We're almost finished the film, and we're going into the next phase of planning our campaign for impact. And we're looking for potential partners. So with you two men.
Tell us what countries your daughter went to make this movie.
Oh my God, we went to the US, we went to France, we went to Dubai, we went to Qatar, we went to Uganda. Where else have we been? I'm forgetting a couple. We went to Egypt we've been to the 4 COP conferences. So since COP 26, 27, 28, and 30 we were at. And the film has been selected to screen with the Youth Climate Report with the UNFCCC at COP 31. So this is why we want to build our partnerships now in preparation for November.
Wonderful. And you're absolutely right, Marla, about the fact that we need to be supporting our young people and working with our young people. They are challenged, there's no doubt about it. And we need to make sure that we smooth the way for them, pave the way for them, help them, hold hands as much as we can, and just show them the support that they need.
So what are some of your conclusions from this conference, and what are some of the highlights for you that have touched you and could help you as you move forward?
So I think one of the things from this particular conference is the importance of engaging with youth. Yesterday morning, even before the conference started, I had the chance to visit a camp enterprise, which is working with up to 100 high school students each year, taking them away on a residential weekend, teaching them business skills, teaching them ethical business skills. It carried on. I was there yesterday morning, but it carried on until this evening, and they will come back down to San Diego this evening. There's another wonderful idea for anybody who gets involved in planning conferences. There has been an Interact conference running simultaneously with the conference here, and I had the chance to step into the Interact conference this morning as well, which was just so enlightening to see the energy and the enthusiasm among these young people, and indeed the hope that they have. The hope that they have for the future. We all realize that this is a dark time, but I do believe that there is light ahead, and I think the young people have hope that things are going to get better. But for me, the takeaway from this conference is the takeaway I get every time I'm among Rotarians and committed Rotarians, and that is the sheer energy and the passion and the commitment to carry on Rotary's mission of doing good in the world, creating hope in the world. All these things. It's the very fact that, we have these people here, more than 500 people in Southern California, who are determined to help the pinkies of this world, determined to help all the other individuals that we help. And that is important. We had a wonderful presentation at lunchtime today from a young lady from Haiti who had the opportunity, having come from one of the poorest families, one of the poorest of the poor families in Haiti, had the opportunity to come to the US as a youth exchange scholar for a period. And it had completely transformed this young lady's life. And she's gone back to Haiti, and subsequently she trained as a nurse. She's gone back to Haiti. She now runs a school, and she's giving other young people the opportunity that she would never have had it not been for one Rotary Club. And one Rotary Club with only 25 members. So it doesn't need to be a big club to make a difference. But one Rotary Club with 25 members that had seen something in her and encouraged her and gave her that support that she needed. And now she's changing lives for countless Haitians each year as they pass through the school that she is head of, and she is running down in Haiti.
Well, we might have time for one or two very quick questions. I think Arzu wanted to jump in. Is that correct? Oh, and Sutiti. So, Sutiti has her hand up. So go ahead, Sutiti.
Okay, so a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. I'm so happy to be it's after a long time I'm joining, and so happy to see all of you here. And I'm very excited to meet Gordon because I've met him in Kolkata when he was here in Calcutta, and it was a wonderful time. And I'm so happy to see you here. And also all of you after a long time meeting. It's very early here in the morning in India, and I would like to ask Gordon a question. As peace builders, there's a lot of challenges a peace builder faces in their work. So have you encountered any problem, any challenges in your life, because you've been extensively working with young population, with youth, which is the key thing right these days, because we have to work with youth if we want to bring peace. So what has been the biggest challenges that you have faced and how you have encountered, and what will be your message to the world, especially to young peace builders who are working very hard to, bringing peace? That's my question. Yeah. Thank you.
So like everybody on this call, I'm sure we've all met many challenges in the work that we try to do. And the important thing is that we have to make sure that we overcome these challenges and we work around these challenges. I think sometimes the challenges that you can receive working with youth is perhaps a certain reluctance for them to engage with you, perhaps a degree of suspicion why you want to engage with them in the first place. And the important thing, though, is to work through that and to talk it through, and then you can work together. But I think that we are all on this call peace builders, and we are all determined that we will make this world a more peaceful place. And we have to do it one step at a time. We're not going to revolutionize things overnight. We have to do it one step at a time, and we recognize it will take time. We need to work together. We need to work together and learn from each other and use each other as resources as well. But at the end of the day, I do believe that we can improve things, and I believe we have to.
Perfect. Well, we are all peace builders, and as you can see, Rotary Peace Builder Club, peace in action. So, yes, thank you so much for joining us
Not at all.
and for being a peace builder. And lots of love to you. And we're so glad we'll have this up online. It's on YouTube, and we look forward to maybe doing another podcast with you again.
Sure, sure. Well,
Thank you.
it's great to see you all, and I just close by thanking you all for the commitment that you make to peace, but also the commitment that you make to Rotary, and the fact that, you know, through you, the world will be a better place one step at a time. So thank you so much. We'll see you again.
All right, bravo, appreciate it. Okay, you're on to your other
Okay,
meeting, and we'll
see ya.
continue to
Oh,
chat
yeah,
here.
okay.
Thank
Bye.
you, and I'll catch up with you a little more later. We'll talk.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Well, there we go. So that was wonderful, and I'm glad you all got to join us. Melanie mentioned something in the chat. Arzu had a question, but she didn't unmute. Was there something you wanted to say, Arzu, or is that incorrect? Well, I don't see you unmuting, so anybody have questions for us? We can go on to talk a little bit about the upcoming. Oh, Barbara's on. Yeah, Barbara, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, I still don't see how to save this chat. I want to make sure people can save it or that you send it to
Are
us.
you on a PC or a Mac?
Yeah, a PC. I know how to save it. Usually I can't find the three
Well,
dots.
under
or your
PC,
name.
if you click on the chat on the lower side, then at the very top of the chat window, after you click on chat, you'll see at the very top, it says Arthur Kanegis World is my country, and there's three little dots right next to that. Do you see that? Well,
No,
first click on chat down below on the bar below.
yeah, I did.
And once you click on chat, does a window open to the side?
No, it just has, says meeting chat and it has the last meeting on it, the last message. I don't want to take up this time, but it just isn't there and
Well, we can
live
email
on
it to you
Zoom,
for
so.
now, but you should maybe we'll connect with you on that later. Anybody else have any comments or questions or want to know more about the our movies going out around the world? Well, both around the U.S. first, but we do have Rotarians sponsoring this, and we're very happy to have more sponsors to help promote Rotary around the world and the idea of world citizenship. So if anybody's interested, Melanie put the link in. It's theworldismycountry.com. /Rotary will take you to that. And you can see the spot and you can join in the GoFundMe and help us. And people who are donors, some of them are already mentioned in the film. Those are people who donated 5,000 or more, but others will be mentioned on the web page. And you can get mentioned as a part of this when people watch the movie. Mary, did you have another question?
Yes, I'd like to hear more about the conference that you and Gordon are attending.
Okay, it's the multi-district conference here in Chula Vista. It's from 5 different Rotary districts getting together, and it's the theme is kind of better together, and we're numerous speakers, and we had it opened with a terrific the Rotaractors came in this incredibly exciting dance through, giving people little thank you hearts, dancing their hearts out and welcoming us all. And we had a lot of great connections with people that are, so many of them that want to help our little club in La Mission, where we've had such success with education. And it's just heartwarming to see all the things people are doing. If you're interested, I can take everybody out now to take a look at the Hall of Friendship a little bit.
Yes,
Let's go look at that. Let's
Let's
hope
go.
my signal holds up here. We'll step out into the hall, and I'll see if okay, and I'll see if we can keep the signal while we see some people. Okay.
If not, we'll go
Okay.
to cell phone.
So here we go. Okay. So well, a lot of things have already packed up, but here's well, one of the things people do is they have various things that are sold. They have here's various Rotary things people can buy. from the Rotary Marketplace. You can get different equipment and things. And I see people are packing up. So maybe we've missed most of that, but we're here toward the end. Let me see. So, yeah, I think this sort of folding up, but there were numerous other tables with fighting slavery, with doing all kinds of things to help the world. So it's about 500 people. It's not as big as the Calgary conference we went to that had a huge peace hall, and I know they're going to have another peace hall in Ray and Al working on creating one there out in Taipei. But here we have Unleash Your Superpower to End Slavery, The Power of One, 1.4 million Rotarians changing the world, one community at a time. But most of these other tables are already vacated. So anyway, any other questions for us or comments? We kind of scheduled talking to him at the end of the conference when he was finished with other things. So
Yeah, that was a time we could schedule. So tomorrow, is there something tomorrow as well, or no?
No, it's tomorrow. That people are just doing tours in San Diego and doing the water park and doing fun things together.
Fun things. Okay.
But there's nothing specifically planned or being worked on there.
Okay.
But here's a couple more things that are possibly of interest. Here's the people working on the Rotary Parade Float Committee. So where are you floating? Oh, we lost them. Okay. All right. Well, I think that cut off the internet.
No, we can
Oh,
hear
it's
you.
still
We
here.
can hear you.
It's here. It's here. Okay. So you're organizing a big float for Rotary.
Yeah.
Yes.
We biggest publicity that Rotary International has because it's watched by everyone on New Year's Eve day.
Wow.
Yeah, we are the Rotary Rose Parade Float Committee. We are the
Oh,
largest public image campaign that Rotary International has. We provide them with over $500 million of media coverage at no cost to them. And we invite everybody and anybody who wants to become an ambassador club. I will provide flyers here to take back to you. We even have discounted rates on walkers and riders right now. So we have all kinds of things going on. Rotary International does not pay for the float. We rely on contributions.
Must be a lot of fun making
Your
these
support
floats.
would be so much appreciated. What club are you with?
I'm in the Rotary E-Club of World Peace, District 5330.
5330.
Yep, with Rudy. Yep, with Rudy.
Yeah.
And we're also part of, my wife and I live in La Mission, so we have the Rotary Club of La Mission as well.
Oh, beautiful. We hope to see some of you who are local come out and decorate our float.
Okay,
Please check us out at rotaryfloat.org.
Rotary Float, okay.
It's a gorgeous float.
And then here's
too.
a directory. Are these, this is something new coming out, this directory?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. All right. Is this one, is one of these available?
Yep, that's a district.
This is,
Take it.
this is the district, and then there's one that's for the national. Cool. Well, that'd be great. You have Rotary Yellow Pages. Well, I think that's about it for the booths. So I think I'm gonna sign off, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. And
Yeah,
we'll see you
thank
next
you.
week. Yeah,
you.
remember, the first Wednesday of every month, we have our club social, and then we have these extra events as special event times arise. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and bravo.
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the conference. Thank
Okay,
you for
and
showing us the
I'll get the
entire
recording to Rudy. He wants to see
Thank
it.
you for being here, TT.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, thanks. Bye. See you soon.